Hey guys, so I want to take a closer look here at the Nexus 6P now that I've set it up, the premium device from Google, and you can see we have set it up here with a very nice background and also some apps I do like to use here. So I've basically been comparing the device against some of my other handsets such as the Moto X Style, the Note 5 here, Galaxy A8, and the old boy, the Shamu from yesteryear. And I have to say, it's probably one of the most nicest actual devices that you can get on Android right now, in terms of the build quality as well as the display, which, you know, to me is absolutely fantastic here. I think that's one thing which I did actually miss from like the Moto X Style here, in terms of the displays, the Super AMOLED, deep kind of blacks and things like that. And you can really see from the contrast levels here, if you can like tilt these, you can probably make it out that you know, it's unprecedentedly good in terms of the viewing angles, the 6P. And you know, some people have been saying that the actual panel isn't quite up there with the latest, like from Samsung, like the Note 5 for example. But really, I haven't really seen too much of a difference here. Samsung does tend to keep like the best display technology to itself, which is probably a business move, but you can see very nice on both of them here with the display. And I do love my you know, very nice displays here with Android. You can also see the pixel density is a 2K display here, so icons appear just about as sharp as any other 2K display on Android, which is very good. And I've not tested the outdoors viewability yet, but hopefully, because it is quite a bright display, it should you know, do the job quite well. And also, obviously, we do have the Galaxy A8, which is a very beautiful device in itself. Both of these actually quite similar actually in terms of the build quality. You can see a lot of attention to detail here, making them very premium. Maybe the A8 is slightly thinner here still, but you know, I think really it's probably down to this kind of hump here, which the A8 doesn't have. However, I definitely do prefer the metallic back here on the the 6P. I keep going to call it P8, but it just reminds me so much of the Huawei P8. But other than that, obviously it's a massive step up from the Shamu here, which was quite a sweaty device, if we're to be honest. You know, it got very kind of dirty, even though I've not really been using it much other than install some ROMs on it. You know, it's still going quite strong. It still has quite a nice display on it still, but this one seems to be brighter and more legible, which is pretty good. And also, obviously, we do have the Moto X Style build quality here, which is built more like a tank really. Probably not quite as premium obviously on the back, but you know, I've not really got many complaints with the build quality here. It feels very solid. But I wish that Motorola had like implemented a fingerprint sensor here. That would have been pretty cool if you ask me, but definitely an area to improve on the next one. Obviously, we do get the fingerprint sensor here, which is very seamless, as you can see, and lets me in without any problems. Also, you're getting your ambient display, which you can see comes up here, and that allows you to go into things very nice and quick there. Unfortunately, I do notice that there are some bugs with Android Marshmallow when you like opening up stuff that you've been in before. Like for example, now and again when you kind of go into something, what will happen is it will open in like horizontal. It's very rare that it does it, but it also happens with the 5X, which There's a bit of an annoying bug here, but hopefully Google will fix it. It's not actually happening now that I'm talking about it, but I can guarantee you it will happen eventually. In terms of the actual speed though, it seems to flow like butter here. You're getting your Snapdragon 810 with a very stock build. Obviously you can see apps open very quickly, going in and out of stuff, very nice and smooth here. I think this is the second revision obviously of the Snapdragon 810, so I've not noticed any heat yet coming from the metallic build, which is very good. And also you can see this new camera kind of style here, with some settings that you can put on the 4K, which is very nice. So obviously I'll be doing some comparisons of the camera to check out how the performance is. I think you got some sort of smart burst feature now as well, which sounds quite interesting. But the actual build of the software seems to be quite stock here, not too much different from other stock handsets. I think we're running the latest build here, so you do get obviously the game as well to play. I think really the other thing to talk about is the battery life. Now I've been using this device for the last couple of hours, quite hardcore actually, and it's only declined like 7%, so seems to be a very good battery life here, better than the Nexus 5X, at least on first impressions. I will probably use this as like my main driver for a while to see how it is, because it is a very impressive device here, and I'm quite interested to see how it stacks up. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick little in-depth video here checking out the device. Hope you found it helpful, and I will be doing some other videos on it, so do stay tuned for that. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.